So you don't think this is me? Well, maybe you don't know who I really was.
I can't believe I wasted my time watching this film. Ladies and gentlemen, as I'm sure most of you are aware of, unfortunately, Joker Folie, which for this video I'm just going to refer to as Joker 2, has recently released, starring Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga, the sequel to the classic 2019 film Joker, and this sequel, yeah, should never have happened. But to prepare myself for this new film, I went ahead and watched the first Joker just to remind myself all about it. You know, it had been quite some time since I had last sat down and watched another version of the Joker on my screen, and I instantly remembered why I and many others love this film. From the music, the cinematography, to the brilliant performance Joaquin Phoenix put on, seeing Arthur Fleck slowly get more and more unhinged throughout the film, and finally at the end becoming the Joker was such a great sight to see. And if I'm going to be honest with you guys, it is the worst mistake I could have made, because when you go ahead and watch the first film and then in a short amount of time go ahead and watch the second one, man, I never want to experience that ever again. You know, the feeling you get from the first film to the feeling the second film gives you, no comparison, none at all. It is that bad, I tell you now, and I should have expected it. I really should have, because I saw the online reaction to this film, but in my head I was like, maybe people are exaggerating, maybe people are just trying to get clicks, you know how it goes. But no, what everybody is saying about this film is true, and more. Right from the get-go, within the first 30 minutes or so, I knew this was going down a different direction to where Joker 1 had ended off from. The whole plot is really centered around Arthur Fleck being Arthur Fleck in Arkham Asylum. We rarely see him as the Joker we got from the first film, so the name Joker doesn't actually really belong in the title of this film, but he's on trial nonetheless throughout this film for the horrific crimes he committed in the first one. He ends up developing a relationship as well with Lee Quinzel, so this universe's version of Harley Quinn, played by Lady Gaga. And that's it really, there's nothing else to talk about. I'm not joking. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix may have had some good scenes in the film, not as many as people would try to convince you of. There was no scene in that film, in my opinion, where I go, wow, that is an amazing performance right there. You know that feeling you got from the first one, where some of the scenes you're just like, damn, this is amazing acting right now. None of that happened in the second film. Lady Gaga, I thought her acting was terrible as well. She didn't add anything to the film apart from her vocal cords, because for whatever reason, the bright sparks over at Hollywood decided to turn this film into a musical. So in the whole thing, we ended up getting Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga performing songs, either solo or together, and the film was bad anyway, but this just added a whole different level of crap.
Crap on top of crap on top of crap on top of crap.
I personally don't hate musicals all too much when they're done well. They can actually be pretty good, but this, oh my word, it was total garbage. For this sort of film and the story it's trying to tell, you should keep it very, very, very far away from a musical setting. It added nothing to the film and actually came off quite annoying. It ruined the flow, got rid of that dark tone, and kind of made it a joke and not a funny one either. But we finally get to the ending of this film, which is being spoken about a lot, because again, of how bad it is. I don't think I've seen such a bad ending to a film in quite some time. And I said I wasn't going to spoil anything, but I kind of feel like I have to. Okay, so if you don't want to hear what happens at the end of this film, click off, whatever. Maybe you do want to hear about it and hear how bad it is, right? I've given you your warning. Okay, here we go.
Crap on top of crap on top of crap on top of crap.
So throughout this film, the camera at some points in Arkham Asylum will focus on this character. So it's telling you that something is going to happen, right? You don't know what's going to happen, maybe you predicted it, but it's telling you at some point this character is going to be involved perhaps with Arthur Fleck. And they did interact, and oh boy, what the F. Okay, so Arthur Fleck is told he has a visitor, so he's walking towards wherever he needs to go, and this guy comes up behind him and tells him a joke. And at the end of the joke, he ends up stabbing Arthur Fleck, and he dies, essentially. Yeah, and whilst he's dying, bleeding out, they have to cut to a musical scene, because why not? Any emotion you perhaps, or what is a build with that scene is now gone. The shock of it is now gone. But in the background, you hear this character doing the classic unhinged Joker laugh. and you see him, you don't really see him because the camera's blurred, but the weapon that he used to stab Arthur Fleck with, he carves his face. So the film is then telling you that this is going to be the next Joker, the actual Joker, because Arthur Fleck really wasn't the Joker in this film. That is it. So everything that was built up in the first one is gone, and they've left it on this. Don't watch this film.
Crap on top of crap on top of crap on top of crap.
I honestly do not know how they messed up this film so badly. Either Todd Phillips didn't want to make this film because, as speculated, the first Joker was meant to be its own standalone film and it should have stayed like that, but perhaps he was given so much money by Warner Bros. Because of the success of the first one, and he said effort and went along and created it, which maybe then led to the actors not being that inspired by it. People are saying Todd Phillips did this on purpose for many reasons, even according to sources, and I don't know how true this is, but apparently the musical idea came to Joaquin Phoenix in a dream. Whatever the reason, I really don't care, to be honest, but whatever the reason is, the general opinion now is, and people had this opinion before the film was even released, but the general opinion now is it should have never been released. Right? They shouldn't have made it. And yeah, you might get people out there who will defend this film. Perhaps they did actually like it. But some people out there, a lot of people out there, just love the that they're given and they'll happily eat it. Okay, you see it all the time when it comes to Disney films, Marvel films, they just defend it. But I would be honest with you guys if it was actually decent, because I love the Joker character. Right, I absolutely love it. It's one of the best characters out there. And I would love to sit here and tell you guys, yeah, you know what, don't listen to people. People are exaggerating. It's actually better than people are saying. No, it is awful. So if you go ahead and just take this advice from me, because this is what I should have done. If you go ahead and watch this film, make sure your standards, the bar, is very low. Perhaps at the core of the earth, that low. And then you might enjoy it. But with all that I've said, with the social media reaction you've seen, just in general, how bad the film actually is, it is no surprise that it is doing terribly at the box office. Joker box office shocker. Folie Deux bombs with 37.8 million opening after receiving D cinema score. The Joaquin Phoenix Lady Gaga pick was expected to open to at least $50 million to $60 million, but projections were continually downgraded throughout the weekend as traffic stalled. Even on Saturday, most rival studios showed it opening to at least $45 million to $47 million, while Warner's reported $40 million on Sunday. And don't forget that when the Warner Bros. Movie first came on tracking 3 weeks ago, it was pacing to earn $70 million. The culprit behind the unfortunate turn of events, terrible word of mouth. Hence, rival studios believe the final domestic number could actually be in the $37 million to $39 million range when final grosses are reported on Monday. Warner Bros. Insiders say there is no way to sugarcoat the results and that the studio is stunned and sorely disappointed. At the same time, they believe Phillips is a creative genius and worthy of gambling on. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. It is one of the biggest screw-ups in quite some time. It has to be on purpose, because there is no way people genuinely sit there and think to themselves, yeah, you know what, this is a good idea. No, I'm not having it. I'm sorry. People are just so disappointed because this had so much potential. So much potential. You know, we really haven't seen a good Joker character since Heath Ledger's version. And it's such a shame we never got to see more of him, because that performance really set the bar high. You know, it's one of the greatest performances of all time, in my opinion, especially when it comes to, you know, superhero movies or whatever. But this was the next best thing, and it turned out to be the worst. In my head, this sequel doesn't exist. It really doesn't. It's gone from my mind. Yeah, I'm just going to pretend the first one is the only film, and that's the last one we'll get, thankfully. But I want to hear your thoughts down below, ladies and gentlemen. What are your thoughts on this film? Did you enjoy it? I would like to see if anybody actually enjoyed this film. If you've watched it, leave your comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. Comment on this video, as I said, share this video around. But until next time, until tomorrow, and I have an insane video for you guys. It is great to see, but until next time, it has been your host JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.